Some special guests in studio this morning, and you might be familiar with a story about a fellow by the name of Mike Bender. Mike is 54 years old. He was last seen on Saturday, December 17th, leaving Taylor's Bar and Spirits in Evansville. The idea was that, according to his family, he was walking back to the Virginian, where he was staying here in town, and went missing, and has been missing ever since December 17th. Now we're talking about 11 days ago. Sisters Cheryl Kunkel from South Dakota and Don Bender from Oklahoma join us this morning. Ladies, good morning to you.
Good morning. Good morning.
Nice to have you with us. First, Don, if you don't mind, tell us a little bit about Mike, would you?
Oh, I can remember growing up, Mike was my buddy. We hung out together. We did everything together. We went fishing. I was telling my sister last night that there were times that we collected animals and would bring them home and hope my parents would let us have them. There were often times, too, that we just hid them so that they wouldn't know that we had them. And there was even one time we brought home a rat that we had found. And we found injured birds and things like that. But Mike was my buddy. We hung pretty tight. Whatever he did, I did. He taught me things like how to change oil in a car. He's excellent in carpentry and electronics and things of that nature. And he used to show me how to take apart radios. We took apart Mom's toaster and got in trouble for that. Just different things like that. But he was my buddy. He was somebody I hung with most of my life.
Sure. Cheryl, as far as his relationship with the family now, I mean, are you guys still tight? I mean, do you converse on a pretty regular basis?
Yes, Mike was home last year for Thanksgiving, and Mikey was home with him, and we had a wonderful time. Mike loves his family, and here I go. We all miss him.
That's all right, Cheryl. It's we know how tough this must be on the family. Don, circumstances around this visit, and I'm sure that you have heard more as you have come to town, and we'll hear more stories. But tell us a little bit about that night. Tell us a little bit about the circumstances surrounding his disappearance.
Based on what we're able to understand right now, and I want everybody to understand that we have pieces of puzzle, and we need to put those pieces together somehow to make an actual puzzle. Best that we can understand is that he was at Taylor's Spirits and Bar, a bar that
Taylor's Sports Bar out in
there you
Evansville,
go.
sure.
He was with some individuals that he worked with, and for whatever reason, and we still don't have a conclusion to this answer, but for whatever reason, he just got up and walked out of that bar. He left the company he was with and left the bar. It is our understanding that from that point, he may have walked to his hotel at the Virginian. And we also understand that to be approximately 2 miles, a little better, give or take. We don't know anything in between there. We don't know if somebody may have taken him, if someone may have hurt him and left him somewhere. I know one of Mike's good friends, Ron Lesko, conducted a search on Monday, and they conducted that search through the whole entire area and surrounding area where Mike could have walked. Oh. I also believe there's what's called the trails of rail, on the rail.
Rail to trails, sure.
Okay. I'm sorry, I'm not familiar with all that
That's
up
okay.
here. But he also, they've walked that area. They've gone through places where there were some companies that had campers, things of that nature. They found people on their property that had vacant sheds or some kind of outbuilding. They've asked and knocked on the doors and asked people if they would mind checking those areas. They didn't find anything. But like I said, we have so many pieces of puzzle that we just can't put together. And that's at best of a scenario that I can give you.
Sure. Cheryl, Mike is 54 years old. Is this something that you would expect from him, to just disappear, to just walk away from family here at the Christmas time and not be in contact?
No, Mike has never known to do anything like this. I mean, he's a family man. He loves his children. I just can't understand all this. But no, especially around the holidays, Mike would have been there for his children.
Yeah.
And we've heard stories from his coworkers, social media, that everything seemed to be pretty stable at work, and everything seemed to be going pretty well.
He was an excellent employee. He was talked about highly regarding that. In fact, the day on that Saturday, he had gone grocery shopping with an individual that he worked with, and came back with groceries. And my nephew Mikey was there at the hotel, and he gave the groceries to Mikey and said, "Put these up. We're going to another store." Didn't say what store.
No.
And said, "I'll be back," and never came back.
So, here we go. It's been 11 days since anybody has heard from Mike. Have there been any leads, any stories, anything?
Like I said, we hear bits and pieces. And it also could be, as of yesterday when we were at the police station, that there may have been a sighting of Mike somewhere at a different location away from the area he was allegedly went missing. I'm waiting upon a phone call from the detective today to verify that fact or fiction. But like I said, there's just so much that we don't know. We just don't have any clues. The law enforcement was quite helpful to us yesterday, and answered some of the questions that a normal family would ask.
Sure.
And part of that being with the sergeant we talked to yesterday, she absolutely said that she would have the detective visit with me today. So I'm looking forward to that phone call.
We have a picture of Mike on our website at k2radio.com, as well as some contact numbers. If, in fact, anyone has seen Mike, we're going to add some additional pictures, some newer pictures to that website as well, updated with this audio, some video, some other things that we would encourage folks to go to the website, take a look at the picture, see if in fact they have seen Mike Bender or anybody even resembling him, and then what? I mean, is he listed as a missing person today?
Yes, he is.
And
Yes, he is.
Casper Police Department is treating this as a missing person.
That's correct.
A missing person file. So I suppose if anybody had any information, they would contact Casper Police Department.
Absolutely,
at this point.
absolutely. In fact, we implore on them to call, whether they think it looks like Mike, it could be Mike. I could tell you how Mike dressed was how he dressed every day of his life. And it's in the picture. It's absolutely in the picture.
That's a jean shirt, it's a T-shirt, and a pair of jeans, and that's
last year when he
was
was home was the last time I saw him, and I had bought him a winter coat because he was wearing this leather jacket. And I know it gets cold up here. It's a lot different than it is in Oklahoma. So my mom and I went to the store where I purchased that store in Mitchell, South Dakota, and I took a picture of that coat. So if you can envision somebody wearing like a winter-type ski coat, it was a black, dark gray color, and he had that on.
No.
And something that was always very similar with my brother, and something he always did, and his wallet was always on a chain and hooked to his belt loop. And I also want to say, if I can, that the picture that was shared, I believe, with the newspaper, that picture came from the local police department. And I want the persona of my brother, if you will, to be not that picture. He had his difficulties, as we all do.
Right.
And there were points in time that he has struggled through his life. He was married once upon a time, divorced. He raised his children by himself. But that picture that is posted in the newspaper was one that came from the police department. That's not my brother in that regard.
Right.
So I want the persona, and I want that picture that we're presenting today to be the persona of what my brother is, because that's what he represents.
Sure. Mike Bender is 54 years old, stands 6'1", approximately 170 pounds, blue eyes, brown hair, looks like a little bit of gray in his beard. We've got a picture courtesy of the Bender family available to you again online at k2radio.com. We'll add to those pictures, and again, more information available there. If, in fact, you know the whereabouts of Mike, please contact the Casper Police Department at any time. Ladies, our hearts, our thoughts are with you, and certainly if there's anything else that we can do, please let us know.
You guys have done a tremendous job for us. It's just been awesome, and we bless you for that.
Well,
Thank you so much.
God bless
for
you as
everything.
well, and here's to a happier new year for you both. Thank you.
Thank you both.
You bet. That is Cheryl Kunkel, and again, Don Bender, sisters to Mike Bender, missing man, gone missing 11 days ago. Again, find more information online at k2radio.com, and we'll continue to update this story as we find out more. Under some cloudy skies this morning, a bit of a breeze, and 37.